facilities management or facilities maintenance management, sometimes referred to as FM or FMM. Facilities management, or FM, is everything that is not the core business. FM is a multifaceted profession that ensures the organization functions by integrating people, infrastructure, processes, technologies. The objectives of a facilities manager include identifying necessary services and equipment needs for the facility, creating and implementing a maintenance plan for the facility, hiring, training, and leading a maintenance staff, and keeping overhead costs down. At a very basic level, that's what it is in a nutshell. A facilities manager must have an abiding philosophy for the FM role. The facilities maintenance plan should consider business issues in the short term and long term. So what are the key responsibilities of a facilities manager? Again, these are sort of general across the board. Some of these may not be applicable to you, and they're going to differ depending on your industry, your facility. So for example, if we're talking about a military base, if we're talking about a high-rise building, an office building, a housing development, commercial, industrial building, etc. But basically it's going to be along these lines: vendor management, EH&S, which is environmental health and safety. So that can run the gamut of fire protection to eyeglass cleaning stations, to having a written EH&S plan, rules and regulations, the employees have to follow, do's and don'ts. Or sometimes EH&S is a completely separate entity from facilities. Again, it's going to differ depending on your industry, your facility. Personnel management, so managing the facilities technicians or housekeeping staff, if that's applicable. Budget management, so again, as a facilities manager, you don't want to go over budget. You want to try to do the best you can to keep things within budget. Maintain code compliance, so if we're talking about ADA compliance, OSHA compliance, state, federal, local laws, particularly in the caregiver setting like a hospital, convalescent home, school setting. Maintenance program oversight, so it'll be up to you either to create your own brand new maintenance program, or if you inherit an old maintenance program, to update it, to keep it current and up to date with current equipment, current personnel. Inventory management, so what parts and supplies do you need, what consumables, belts, filters, lubricants, paint, hardware, fasteners, etc. And then of course equipment management, so that could be air compressors, swamp coolers, HVAC systems, water cooling towers, heat exchangers, you name it, lighting systems, all that stuff. What does a facilities maintenance plan look like? Again, here there are many different types of maintenance categories that can make up a facilities maintenance plan, and it's really going to be up to you and specific to your industry, your facility or facilities. But again, you got reactive or breakdown maintenance. So a piece of equipment during someone's shift breaks down and they can't perform their job. You need to react right away. That would be breakdown maintenance. Whereas preventative maintenance, that would be something like oil and filter changes, inspections. Emergency maintenance, that's similar to breakdown maintenance. Emergency maintenance is going to be more, it's an immediate risk to life and safety, the occupants, of the employees, of guests, etc. So reliability-centered maintenance, precision maintenance, periodic maintenance or planned maintenance. So that's kind of similar to PMs, where you plan out, okay, on this day, this equipment is going to be down for a couple hours for replacing this motor, replacing the belts, etc. Um, and then you have total productive maintenance. That is basically where you get everyone from, let's say, in a manufacturing facility, you get the operations manager involved, the maintenance team, the technicians that use the equipment, and might even have some office staff involved for total productive maintenance. That's more inclusive for your entire staff of a facility. Then you got condition-based maintenance, and that's kind of ties into condition monitoring. That's where you have sensors that collect different types of data, from vibration to pressure to temperatures to flow rates, infrared, etc., to help diagnose issues. Deferred maintenance, that's kind of the not so good maintenance category there, because deferred maintenance means, hey, we don't have the time or the money or the inclination to replace this piece of worn out equipment. We're going to run it till it breaks. And obviously sometimes that can lead to emergency maintenance or breakdown maintenance. So you kind of want to stay away from deferred maintenance as much as you realistically can. And just briefly to touch on computer maintenance management software. That's basically used to generate work orders, log maintenance history, whether it's preventative maintenance, reactive maintenance. You can collect and track your team's productivity in that program. You can automate your PM, so every day it'll print out a PM for your technicians every month. If you have monthly PMs, quarterly PMs, annual, biannual, etc. It can help you manage your inventory so you don't run out of parts and materials and consumables. Help manage your staffing needs so you don't end up understaffed or overstaffed. And it creates a centralized dashboard that the management team and the maintenance technicians can both easily access in real time and see where everything is at. It can help you track and assess asset life cycle and helps everybody stay organized. So just as a brief overview. Some keys to reducing equipment downtime. Ideally, downtime will be less than 10%. So to reduce downtime, we invest in a user-friendly, robust CMMS EAM, which is Enterprise Asset Management, and that tracks data through the entire life cycle of an asset. MRS ensure a well-organized and documented PM schedule with high compliance. It's one thing to type up a really nice preventative maintenance schedule and have it on your CMMS, but if nobody adheres to it or take it seriously and oil changes don't get done, inspections don't get done, that's a bad deal. That's not helpful. So high compliance with PMs is vital. Installing and monitoring sensors for live conditions. Again, vibration sensors, checking pressure gauges in real time, flow rates. You also want to document all maintenance processes. So if you're changing motors and belts for a specific piece of equipment, what's the lockout tagout procedure? What's the proper assembly disassembly procedure? And backup important systems that, if lost, would be detrimental. So that could be a computer mainframe, the CMMS system itself, if you have digital owner's manuals, vendor information, financial data, etc. And don't defer maintenance if at all possible. Conduct regular audits. To get where you want to go, you have to first know where you're at right now. What gets measured gets improved. Well-trained staff is essential. So that means not only the operators on the production floor, but even the maintenance technicians themselves have to have an understanding of how this equipment works, what's the proper way to work on it, what tools do I need, where's the parts and supplies that I need, and staying organized. And again, you'll see the next point, stock vital parts and supplies. You don't want to run out of parts or get in the middle of a job and realize you don't have enough oil, you don't have the right size filter, enough fittings, enough bolts, etc., or the proper tool if you need a special tool. And have backups, again, for vital systems and equipment. So this one is for example, in a hospital setting, or in an educational setting or military base, you're going to have backup generators. So if the city power goes out, that backup generator will start up and still maintain power for that facility. And backup equipment would be an example of like an air compressor. Say compressed air is a vital supply for the production floor. If the main air compressor goes down, you want to be able to immediately switch to your backup air compressor so production is not negatively affected. Anyways, just a real quick overview of what facilities maintenance management is and what a facilities maintenance manager does. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment